Hey guys, it's Des here. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a fantastic day, night, morning, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Guys, welcome on in to my second episode in our ESO Beginner's Guide. Today, we're going to be covering off questing, objectives, exploration, all that sort of stuff that's going to get you going into the new game. But first of all, guys, if you're not subscribed already, feel free to hit that subscribe button or that follow button, just so you get more updates about when I put out videos, because I'm going to be doing that a lot more regularly going forward. So yeah, let's get on into it. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we're picking up where we left off last time after we finished the tutorial area. We chose, just based on our character, we chose to start in Kanathi's Roost, because that's what I'm comfortable with, and that's how I find is going to be the best way going forward in explaining this sort of stuff to you. Look, Tamriel is a really big place, and there's a lot of adventures to be had in Tamriel. So there is all sorts of things and all sorts of aspects of the game that you're going to come across. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a couple of the starting missions in this zone to sort of help you go about things and sort of understand a couple of different aspects of the game. I'm going to try and cover off, there's a lot of things that I want to cover off in this, but it's going to really depend on what's in the zone and what's available to us. So there will be some things that we touch on when we go through this. There'll definitely be things that we touch on, but we will make other videos that go into more detail on some of those things, because there are some things that require its own explanation and its own video that we'll do in the near future. So first of all, we're going to talk about questing and quest markers and markers in the game. So now what you're going to be, and again, with the last video, I've got a mini map add-on that's up in the right hand corner that you can see. That isn't something that comes standard in the game. If you want to add add-ons to your game, we'll cover that in another video in the future. So what you're going to really be looking at is your compass that's up at the top of your screen. That's what you're going to see. There is a couple of things here that you can see. These things here you can ignore. Those again are add-ons as well that I use for my experience. They're not necessary. You don't need them, so don't worry about that. But you got the compass here, and that's sort of how you're going to find out which way you're going and where you're going to go going forward. So the first thing I want to touch on is your quest journal. Now you can open up the quest journal, right, by pressing J if you're on Mac, or PC, or by navigating to the main menu and then journal if you're on console. From here, you can review any of your active quests. You can set a focus quest, like you can select which one you want to focus on at the time. You can share quests with other team members that are in your group that you're playing with. You can abandon quests. You can look at your lore library. You can look at your achievements. You can look at leaderboards. You can look at all that sort of stuff here in the quest navigation area by pressing J. So this is, as it says here, you can look at all different aspects of the tabs, which you can see just to the right hand side of where it says quests. Obviously here we're in the journal. Next one is antiquities. We'll talk about that in another video. And then you got lore books, and then achievements and leaderboards. Now if you want to change what focus quest you are on, just if you're not in this area, you can press the T button, and that'll cycle through your different quests by continually pressing it to get to the quest that you want. You can also press, if you're on a quest and you've got it up in your journal, you can press M to open up where the objective is on your map as well, and then you can abandon the quest by pressing the X button. So yeah, that's sort of the main aspects of the quest journal that I wanted to cover first. So if I press Alt to exit, we're here now, and what I know is that there's going to be a quest up ahead. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up this way, and we're going to come to a quest marker, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that in general. So now you can see that there's a little icon just up here ahead of us, and that marks as a quest marker, and as you can see, it's hovering over their head here as well.
This one needs to speak.
All right, so this is the first thing I really want to talk about. There are different kinds of quest markers in ESO. There is the quest marker that you can see now in front of us, which is a bit more of a it looks more like a shield, I guess. It's a more ornate quest marker. These sort of indicate that these are major quest lines or story quest lines in the game. So that's what you're going to find in here. There is a standard quest marker as well, which goes over all of your sub-story quest lines and side quests as well. And then there is another quest marker as well, which is the same as the side quest marker, but it's blue. And the blue markers indicate repeatable quests. They can be anything from, let's see, what have we got here? We've got daily zone quests, we've got undaunted quests, trial quests, serial quests, crafting quests. They're all repeatable quests, and they are marked with a blue arrow, which we may or may not see in the video. But all you need to know is that there's a couple of different quest markers, and for your general run-of-the-bout questing, the main two are going to be this one that you see here on your screen, which is your main quest line. It's your main storyline of the zone that you're in, whatever respective area you're in, and then you've got the standard sub-quest quest marker as well. So that gives you an idea of what you're doing. Now, to move on further from this, so for example, let's go back down to where we are. Obviously, when you drop into Kanathi's Roost, you end up on the beach here, and you're wondering, okay, well, and if you're starting in a new zone, this is more or less how you're going to start. You're going to start at one section of the map, and there may not necessarily be a quest right in front of you that's going to start that for you. Now, there is another thing that you can do that was recent. It wasn't recently added in, but it was added in later into the game to make things a little bit easier, which is the zone guide. Now, I just need to make sure I know how to get to that. So if you go to your zone guide, I think if you press the P button, if you're on Mac. Again, if you go into your main menu area of your console, you will find it that way as well. But basically, you want to open up the group and activity finder. And what you're going to find here is you're going to find your group settings and stuff here as well as endeavors and other activities that are in the game. But you're going to come across this section here, which is the zone guide. And if you go to the zone guide here, this will give you a bit of a snapshot as to what you can do in the zone that you're in currently. And it's a good way to get started if you're new to a zone and you're not too sure where to start. So if you ever come to that point where you're starting off in a new zone, this is a good place to start. It'll get you on your track to the main quest line that goes through the zone, as well as any other aspects of the zone that you want to get into. Now, as you can see from a snapshot here, there is a little bit of a description of the zone that we're looking at, and then you have the map completion. So if you're a completionist like myself and you like to tick off everything in a particular zone before you move off, this will give you an idea of the story quests that are, how many there are and how many you've done, as well as the way shrines that are available. We'll touch on way shrines again in a little bit later on. We've got points of interest, we've got Pathfinder, like striking locales, and then we got skyshards. Again, we'll talk about those a little bit more detail now. So if you wanted to start off your area in the quest line, you can pretty much press start zone story, and that'll get you going into whatever zone you're looking at, because obviously it can be a little bit daunting trying to figure out where to start when you get into a new zone. And another good point as well is you can press this little drop down menu and you can pick all sorts of different zones. And so say we want to go to Glenumbra and we want to start that, we can open that up and we can start the zone story from here as well, which is a good way to get started into exploring a zone. Now, it's a really handy tool, and I definitely recommend new players utilizing that tool to get started in new zones if they're unsure. But generally, for the most part, if you're following along with this series that we're doing and you're starting off in one of the story zones, what you will find is as you come in, as you go a little bit forward, the zone marker will appear up on the compass there, which is what you can see now, and then you can start the storyline, and what that will do is it will take you through the main storyline. Will take you through all aspects of the zone, and it'll go from the start of the zone towards finishing up and ending the zone. It's a good place to start as well. So that's what we're going to do. We got the starter quest here. We're going to do that. But first of all, and what you may not know, what I can see because I've got add-ons is I know that there is a sky shard very nearby. It might not show up for you straight away, but if I open up my map here by pressing the M button, you can go over here and you can see map completion on the left-hand side, and you can see sky shards. Now, you can see that there's a couple of things listed under the sky shards, and what these are is basically they are hints to different sky shards in the area. Now, if you excuse me for a minute, I've got an add-on that's allowing me to see where the sky shard is, so I know where it is. But if you're wondering if you want to find them yourself, look here. You got exposed to the sky, surveying the land. So what that's pointing towards to is this old watchtower here. It's surveying the land and the coast. So if we go over here, if I just sprint over here to make it go by a little bit quicker, we can go up into here. There's a storm in the middle of there for some reason. And if we make our way up the old worn-out watchtower, we'll get our sky shard, which is going to be great. Sky shards are really important. We touched on them a little bit in the previous video. They're going to be your main source of skill points, which is what you're going to use to buy more skills and enhance skills for your character. So they're very much vital to leveling, like to progressing your character and getting to an end game state where you got a lot of skills available and a lot of passive abilities as well. So definitely seek them out if you find them. You'll be able to notice as well that they have a little sort of beam that goes up into the sky, which would give you a good indication as to where they are. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So what we'll do is Razumdar is here. He's got a quest. He's got the starting quest here in the zone. We're going to go through, we're going to follow the dialogue. We're going to listen to the dialogue. I won't talk over the dialogue here because it's part of the tutorial. But what we will do for this video is we will follow some of the quest lines that are in Kanati's Roost. We won't go through the whole zone, but we'll do some of them, so that way you guys have got a bit of an idea as to how we go about questing in your journey throughout Tamriel. And it's obviously, there's no right or wrong way of going about these sort of things as well. Don't stress about, oh, you need to follow it and do it this way. It's not like that at all. There's 100 different ways you can go about it. And I encourage you guys to discover a way and a play style that you are happy with, because that's sort of what it's all about, really, is your enjoyment. And if you're doing something that you don't enjoy, then it's not going to be fun, obviously. So what we'll do is we'll start off this quest line and we'll go from there. And as I go through exploration, we'll touch on a couple of things as they come up. If they do not come up, I will do a bit of an explanation on them as I can, if I can. So that way you guys have got a bit of an understanding when you go through and explore the zone yourself. All right, Razumdar, what have you got for us?
Welcome to Kanarti's Roost, friend. The hurricane must have been very disorienting. So many injured, confused. Keep your voice down. Try not to draw attention.
What are you talking about?
Razumdar is here on a mission of some delicacy. You are just what the Bandari ordered. Between your hands and Raz's good looks, we are certain to see this through.
What kind of help do you need?
First, a question. Where did you come from?
Well, I've only got one option, so I'll lie and say I'm a Dominion soldier who survived the shipwreck.
Yes, lie with confidence. A straight face and a gleam in your eye. Well done. It is very good right now to fit in. Your sudden arrival, it does not fit in, you understand?
Why should I trust you?
You should not. You should trust your instincts. Leave if you wish. No one will stop you. Or come with Raz and do what you can to help us recover. In the process, grow your stature and wealth. It is entirely up to you.
He's got a very good point there. It really is up to you. And one could argue that exploration is very much a key element to ESO. And while following the paths that you go, because obviously we're going to be following a path through this tutorial, through this episode, the game does come with riches and experiences that very much lay off the beaten path. So I encourage you to explore to your heart's content. There's so much that this game has to offer, and just by going through the quest lines, which I know what we're doing is sort of for the purpose of this video, is very much a good way to go about exploring the area. Definitely take the long way around to certain places. Don't go as the crow flies. Follow paths, follow little nooks and crannies that will go through onto the beach. There's all sorts of different things that you can find out in the game, and I definitely encourage you to explore them to your heart's content. All right, Razumbar, why are you helping me?
Because you are no soldier, which is useful. You can speak with the locals, assure them we are not invaders or marauders. Now come, let us try to fit in.
Very well.
Commander Karen, the moment this recruit survived the shipwreck without injuries. You mentioned something about the shattered shoals, yes?
Commander Karenith.
Glad you're up and about, recruit. I'm in need of a scout to head to Shattered Shoals. Most of our fleet foundered to the west, but we've had few survivors trickle in from that direction.
What do you need exactly?
We captured a sea viper spying on the camp. Those pirates never travel alone. Find out if they're around Shattered Shoals, and if so, what they're doing on this island. Of course, you should assist any shipwreck survivors you find. We must each do our part.
I'll do what I can.
Before you head to Shattered Shoals, speak with Eelsil. He just returned from exploring a nearby temple. That wizard claims to know something about everything, so he may have insight on how these sea vipers operate.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll go check him now. Let's follow Razumdar.
Ilse, this recruit wishes to speak with you.
Eelsil.
Marvelous, isn't it? We'll have to construct a special room for the Morning Stone when we bring it back to the Mages Guild. I'm sorry, did you need something?
Commander Karenith said you returned from a nearby temple.
Yes. The Temple of the Morning Springs is an old Khajiit ruin not far from here. We excavated the Morning Stone from one of the chambers. As you can see, its supply of water appears endless.
Did you encounter any sea vipers?
You mean pirates? In an ancient Khajiit temple? Preposterous! All we saw were the undead warriors that overran our camp.
Why were you attacked by the undead?
I have no idea. Actually, I have 12 ideas, but they're far less fascinating than the Morning Stone. Probably some sort of ancient curse. It usually is with these things.
So what can you tell me about sea vipers?
Arrogant sea elf pirates. To my recollection, they aren't known to raid Kanathi's roost. Oh, and they have a thing for snakes. But I'm sure we both have more important matters to attend. If you'd excuse me?
Okay.
We should speak privately. Before you depart, let's meet by the statues north of camp.
Alright, let's do that. Let's follow the quest marker. It takes us straight up here to the statues outside of town. And there's Razumdar.
There, see? You fit in and no one will stop you from walking away.
I'm listening.
Ilsil is most impressed with his newest bauble. But the undead are a threat to all of Kanathi's roost. If you want to, you could search the Temple of the Morning Springs, determine how to contain the dead there. Then the locals should see we came here as allies, not conquerors.
Alright, anything else?
Kareneth told you how the hurricane dashed the fleet into Kanathi's roost. Now the sea vipers are picking at the bones of our ships. Strange, yes? You could scout the coast, as the commander said. Prove yourself to the soldiers.
Where are you headed?
Oh, there's far less glamorous work to be done in Eastern, at the northern end of the island. Let's meet up there after you've done what you decide to do. Until then, bright moons guide your steps.
Okay, alright Razumdar, no problem. Alright, and so here we have two options. So we've got a quest here now that we've obviously obtained. So now we have two options. So if you press the J key, it'll open up the actual quest. and it'll give you a bit of an indication of what's involved in the quest. And we've got 2 tasks. So if we show them on the map by pressing M, we've got 2 options. We can go follow left, and we can go ignore all the stuff that's on my map. That's an add-on. Those are resource nodes. So obviously, if we go left, we can go along here, and we can investigate the sea vipers at the Shattered Shoals, which is this area over here. Or alternatively, we can follow off to the right, where there's a little location here, which is a plantation, or we've got the other quest marker location here as well. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll go up here to where this way shrine is, and we will find there is a striking locale. So we'll talk a little bit about striking locales, and there's a sky shard, and we'll talk a little bit about way shrines as well. So anything we pick up along the way as well, I will explain in due time. So bear with me as we do this. So let's follow this footpath along the way. Is there anything that I can explain while we're doing this? No. Alright. So let's go up here.
Kenarthi's Roost and the Dominion. Together.
And what you'll find is, as you're exploring and you go past different people and different things throughout the zone, they will talk and explain things that are going on within the zone, which is always good to interact with, and it adds that little bit of immersion as well into the game. So yeah, I'll just keep on following up this path so we can get to the way shrine, and then we'll talk a little bit about way shrines. Let me just get something here let me find it. Yeah, okay, here we go. There we go. Sorry, I've got a couple of notes on either side of my screen, so I have a bit of an idea as to what to sort of touch on as we go through it. So, the way shrine is up here, so let's go up and talk about way shrines. This here, my friend, is a way shrine. Now, what you will discover is there are many way shrines within the game, and what they'll be noted with is they'll have some sort of hut or cover that goes over it. Obviously, we're in a Khajiiti sort of area, so it's going to have sort of all that ornate ribbons and intricate wood carving. But it's this basin that's of blue fire here, and what these are is, if I press the map button, they are like travel points, if you were, throughout different areas of the game. So we've got one here, and if we have a look at our map, there are 2 way shrines here in Kenarthi's Roost. So we've got one here that's just outside of town, and then we've got one here in Mistral, which is the city of Kenarthi's Roost. So what you can use them for is, if you go up to them like I have here, you can then open up the fast travel network. Way shrines are a fast and inexpensive way to travel, and you can travel from way shrine to way shrine that you've previously discovered for free, basically. Now, if you wanted to, say you were out in the middle of an area and you wanted to travel back to this location that we're at now, what you would do is you would press the map button and you would find the way shrine, and for a fee, right, there's a fee, you can actually recall to that way shrine location as well. But what I suggest you do, obviously on this zone, it might be a bit different because you've only got the 2, there's not a lot, but what you'll find is way shrines are a nice cheap way to get around different areas of the map very quickly. And I would suggest going to a physical way shrine and pressing E to use to open up your map and recall that way, because it's free, rather than paying for it, if that makes sense. So yeah, they can be found all over Tamriel, and these activate when you approach them, so there's no worry about anything you need to do. You just need to walk up to them and it'll show up on your map and be permanently ingrained into your map, which is not a problem at all. And you can fast travel the map very quickly with these, which is really important if you're exploring. Now, obviously, what you didn't see while we did that as well, is we also found a striking locale, which, if I open up the map button, it is connotated with this eye symbol, if that makes sense. Now, what we can see here over on the left-hand side for map completion is there are 5 different locales within Kenarthi's Roost, and we've discovered one of them, right? Now, you're going to find those throughout the zones. There's going to be multiple striking locales in each zone that you can discover. They don't necessarily They're more so for aesthetic reasons and for world building. They don't necessarily do things. Sometimes there'll be quests that involve being around them, but they don't necessarily do anything outside of that. When you discover them, though, however, you do gain some experience. So keep that in mind. They're definitely worth checking out because you mark them in your map completion and that sort of thing. If you're a sucker for the details and like ticking things off lists and completing things, 100%ing zones, then this is something that you're going to want to look at as well. So you'll find them all throughout the map, and usually what they'll be marked with is some sort of icon, which you can see here. There's another one up further here to the west, which is the Temple of the Two Moons Dance. So there's that one there. Up in the northeastern area, there is the Ridthar's Solace point of interest as well. So there are very much different areas in the game that you can explore and you can find, and they will give you experience for doing that. Now, I know that there is another skill point, a sky shard around here, so we're just going to go around here and grab that as well. And as you can see, it has that beautiful beam of light that goes up into the air to give you an indication that a sky shard is present. So definitely keep an eye out for those as you're exploring. Now, doing this one, we'll have 2 of 3. If we find a third one, we will get a skill point, which is beautiful, which is great. We're going to look out for one. I'm sure we're going to come across one very soon. But what we'll do is, now that we've gotten that, what we'll do is we'll go back down where we came from, and we will follow along, and we might do a little side quest here just to give you guys an idea of what side quest icons look like, just so you're aware, because I know I did talk about it briefly beforehand, but I want to physically show you. As you can see on the compass here, if you can see on the compass, there's a quest icon there. That is your standard side quest icon. If you come across them, they're not imperative to do, but they add to the world building and to the story in a more overarching way. And obviously, by completing these quests, you get rewards, you get experience, you get all those goodies as well. And it can also take you to different areas of the map as well, which you can explore too. So they're definitely worth doing. I do them. But, obviously you don't have to do them. If you like just going straight on the path and going through zones like that way, you're more than welcome to. Everyone plays differently. But if you want to go out and seek them out and get them all done, then they're there for you to track down as well. Now, the daily quest markers look exactly the same as the marker that you're seeing here, but they are like a light blue. So keep that in mind as well, that the light blue markers are repeatable daily quests, and they will give you, and every time you do them, you will get rewards, you will get experience, but they are repeatable. So don't ever freak out if you come to a quest marker and you're going, I swear I've done this before. Well, then you'll find out that you'll discover that it's a daily repeatable quest and that you have to do them over and over again. Now, I've just noticed something else here, just making my way down. There is this is, you're going on, you can see it's Dragonthorn, and you're thinking, what the heck is that? And you can collect it. Now, this is, so if we collect it, so Dragonthorn is an alchemy region. And alchemy regions can be used to brew potions, brew poisons, brew all sorts of things throughout the game, and they're all throughout Tamriel. They're a resource node, essentially, and you can harvest them to then use to craft potions. So you will find them all throughout the world. So let's just pick that one. We've got that. Great. Awesome. Now, we haven't unlocked a skill for it yet. What we actually have to do is we actually have to go to a crafting station in order to unlock it, I'm pretty sure. But if you do come across things like that, there will be resource nodes that you find, and we will find some as we go along. I personally love crafting, and I love picking them up, so I do that every time I'm playing. But obviously, you don't have to. Crafting is optional in the game, but it's definitely worth, if you're looking to make some money, it's definitely worth picking up these items so that way you can use them for whatever you wish. Now, another thing that you can do is you can see butterflies here. You can actually take them and you can grab those parts, and they are for fishing. You can use them to fish in certain areas of the game to get other items. Oh, look here, there's another Dragonthorn, so let's grab that. And we've just gotten the attention of an enemy, so let's just grab that quickly and then do this. Block. Heavy attack to bring it down. Another skill. Good. Oh, he's blocking. Oh, break free. Block. And we took it down. Excellent. So we can search its body. Okay, we've got some more crafting components as well, which is great. Some enemies will drop armor and items. Others will drop crafting components or treasure. Here we go. We've got a runestone, which is, again, another crafting component. It's used for enchanting. So I'm going to pick them up as well because I'm a sucker for getting all the little details around. Again, you really don't have to, and you don't have to pick up every little thing, like for butterflies, for example, and bugs. I don't necessarily pick every single one of them up. If I did, I'd be here all day, and I'd never get anything done. So let's keep on going, and oh, look, here's another crafting component. It's jute. So jute is a clothing crafting material, so that's for armor. So that's a good one to grab as well. And here you can see up here there is some metal that's hanging out. There's some ore. You can pick them up and mine it, and you can grab the resource node there as well. So great. There's all sorts of different nodes that you'll come across in the world. Those are just some of them. So definitely keep an eye out if you do see them. Look, there's just another one here. There are, now what I will point out as well is if you are looking to get into crafting and you're wanting to pick up those items out in the world, in your respective crafting skill lines, because when you press K and you unlock a skill line, it'll show up here as crafting. There are skills, some passive skills you can get that make those crafting nodes glow as you approach them, so they are much easier to find. Obviously, you don't get access to them straight away, but you do eventually, and then you can level them up, and you can spot them from a bigger radius as you approach them as well. So if you're looking to get into crafting and gathering, it's skill points that are definitely worthwhile getting. But again, they're not necessary. You don't need to do it. It's just something that I personally enjoy doing, so I can't help myself. All right, so let's continue going across. Now, here we go. We've got a quest here that's popping up right in front of us, so let's go pick that up quickly. It's, all right, let's speak to this lady.
Heed my words. You endanger more than your life should you approach.
What are you?
Foolish spirit. My ambition brought me low, but I won't allow it to happen to another. The book before you bears a terrible curse, as do 2 others. You can hear it call to you, yes?
No, I only hear you.
How? Are you strong enough to resist their call? Could you bring them to the shrine and finish what I did not? Heed my words. The forbidden knowledge within those books isn't for this world. They must be destroyed.
Tell me what I need to do.
The curse upon each tome is designed to feed souls to oblivion. But if you are able to resist their pull, you can collect the tomes and bring them to the shrine for their destruction.
Where is this shrine?
On the shores of Canarthi's Roost, beyond the town of Mistral. It is lit by an ever-burning flame. Should you collect all the tomes, bring them to the shrine without delay. No matter how strong you believe you are, I fear the tomes are stronger.
Okay, all right. So now we got a side quest. So let's pick up this book. Now, what I will talk about here quickly is lore books. So what you've come across here is a lore book, and you will find them. They'll be shown by like a soft yellow glow, but there are other ones that glow blue. They are lore books that are located within the zone that you can pick up, and they, as you can see, contain text, which again builds on the world building and the overall story around Tamriel. So if you can absolutely go through and read them if you like. You don't necessarily have to. You can just pick them up and off you go. You can move on, but they're around and you can pick them up.
Worth the price.
Okay. So what's going on here? It's a vision from the book.
What is that? Wait! I only wanted to make something beautiful.
And there you go. Gives you a bit of a warning not to read the book, basically. So let's keep on going along. There's nothing else that I really need to touch on at this stage. Oh, look, there's a wood cutting. Some maple, so some more wood cutting. And you can see that story, that side quest is got that book whispering in our ear, all sorts of things that we need to keep an eye out on. What we'll do is we'll go down here, because I just noticed something as well that's really important.
Knowledge is power.
Fishing. Fishing. Okay. Fishing. Let's talk about fishing. So, as you'll explore, you'll come across... Now, I've got heaps of fishing bait. You might not necessarily have it, so don't stress. But as you explore, you will find bodies of water that will have fishing locations. These can spot up in any bodies of water around the map. And if you have any bait that you've obtained, which you can get from, you can get them from harvesting plants. You can get them from opening up containers. You can get bait from harvesting bugs. You can do it from killing small creatures as well. There's all sorts of different ways you can get bait, and there's all sorts of different types of bait for different types of bodies of water. And basically what you can do is you can select bait and interact with this area to start fishing. What we'll do is I'll give you a bit of an idea. So here we are, we're in salt water, so we want to use some saltwater bait. Luckily I have some which is worms, which is saltwater, so let's use that and we'll fish. And what you get is, obviously, you'll get fish from doing this. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this. This is optional. If you don't like doing fishing in games, you don't have to. But it is literally as simple as throwing the bait out, waiting for the animation that there's a fish hooked, which, there you go. You press E to reel it in, and you'll get a fishing rod. Now, I've actually gotten something really lucky. So, you'll get all sorts of different fish as you fish, but you will come across rare fish, which is one of these ones, which is a Pyandonian ray. Now, there are rare fish that you'll be able to catch by participating in fishing, and they will go towards achievements in-game. Right, so let's grab that. It's awesome. We got a Pyodinian Ray. We can sell that for some gold. We've got that off our achievement list in the zone, because it's actually broken down into different zones, have different fish that you have to catch. So let's catch another fish. Let's see if I can get something else. Okay, so I got a jewfish. Let's go to filleting. So this is the next thing. Filleting. When you catch fish, you can use them as provisioning ingredients, but you have to fillet them first. Pardon me. You can then use the fillets that you get from filleting the fish to then craft fish-based food recipes. Right now, what you can do is it probably won't work out for me on this type of round because it's very rare. But one thing that people do in the game is if they are trying to make money, or if they're trying to farm materials to sell and make money on, basically what you can do is you can fillet fish, and there is a chance that you can get rare items that you can then use in stronger recipes, and they actually can be worth quite a bit of money. And it's simple as filleting the fish. So I've got the fish here. Let's fillet it. I didn't get anything else but I got the fish fillet, which you got here, which you can see here. But that is something to keep an eye out for if you're looking at getting into crafting, if you're looking at getting into fishing. Those are things to keep in mind. Again, it's another aspect of the game that you can explore, but you don't necessarily have to. I personally enjoy fishing. I love doing the achievements in each zone, so that's a big win for me. But yeah, let's continue on with our journey. Now, we're coming to this little area here. Let me just get rid of this notification. Okay, we got a quest here. Let's do a side quest so we can give you guys an idea. Questing, much like every other game, works the same in every other game. You'll get a quest, you'll get a story as to what's going on. They'll ask you to do something, and then you go around the map and you do the objectives. So let's go through one together. Let's go and talk to Asbira.
My brother missing. Surrender, show mercy.
What happened here?
Our moon sugar storehouses caught fire. Father thought to save our livelihood. He ran inside and
burns weren't bad, but the sweet smoke ruined his lungs. Without powerful medicine, he won't last the day.
Is there anything I can do?
Father tried to save our alchemical tools. If they survive the fire, I could trade them for medicine. Please, it's all I can do to keep my father alive. This one begs you to salvage the tools from our storehouses.
I'll find any tools that survive the fire.
Please return quickly with the tools. If I can't trade them for medicine, this one's father will die.
All right. Now, you can ask more questions to get a bit more of an idea about the quest and obviously the world building, but I'm not going to for now. I've done what we need to. And as you can see, the things here have popped up showing what we need to do. So we'll go out and do that. But first of all, there's another lore book. And as you can see, it has that little glowy effect. So those are things to keep an eye out for when you're going through the game. You can do that to, gather lore books for achievements as well. Lore books also actually act as experience towards your Mage's Guild line. There are some lore books that also go towards experience for your Mage's Guild line. Mage's Guild skill line, I should say. So keep that in mind as well. Those are the books that are blue. You will if we come across one, I'll show you. But that's just something else to keep in mind as well. We'll talk more in depth about particular guild skill lines as well. But let's go through here. So we have got. Let's go J. We're now on a different quest. So let's go family business, which is the one we're on now. We want to salvage the alchemical tools, but we've got an officer here. Let's talk to them.
I haven't seen you around the island before. In the name of Thalmor, what's your business here?
I didn't plan to come to this island.
Ah, the shipwreck. Worst hurricane I've seen in decades. If you're headed through this plantation, watch your step. Last night some buildings caught fire. Usually the skeevers keep to themselves, but they're acting up something fierce.
I'll be careful.
I should get back to our inspection. If you see anything suspicious, it's your duty to let us know. Fires don't start themselves.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right, so let's go. We've got a couple of different points on the map that we need to go check out, so let's go do that. There's some skeevers along the way that we need to take out as well. So let's do that. Okay, that's one down. Okay, let's go up here to this first quest marker. Let's see. Are there any tools? Melted glass coats the workbench. You find nothing to salvage. Well, that's a shame. Alright, let's go down. Let's go to the next location. See what we can find. Oh, another enemy. Easily done. Easily taken. Here's another lore book. We can read through that as well. I don't want to because I'll let you guys enjoy that sort of stuff as well. But it actually builds up on the story around here that you're going to see. Okay, here we go. We got some alchemical tools. Completely ruined. Damn. Okay, so we've got another quest marker to go to, so let's do that. That's just that one up there, so we'll make our way. There we go. Clean pelt. Another thing I want to point out, which I'm going to set up for myself as well, is auto loot. It's a handy little tool you can get, so that way you don't have to go through and select every single thing that an enemy drops. So we go to our settings, and we can go to gameplay, and scroll down. There's obviously all sorts of different aspects here that you can use. Just trying to see where it is. Auto loot. Auto loot is actually off. So there's two options here. We're going to turn on auto loot, but we're going to turn off auto loot stolen items so we don't accidentally steal items by accident. So that's how I like to play. You don't necessarily have to, but that's how I prefer to play. But it's a good little pointer there that you can change those options in your settings menu to make things a bit more customized for your experience. Okay, another enemy. There we go. Done deal. Okay.
Get off my family sled.
Zabanma. That must be her brother.
If you plan to loot my family's plantation, I will give you such a thrashing.
A zebra asked me to look for alchemical tools.
Too late, sugar thief. The fire destroyed every last calcinator. Wait, I expected my sister to check on the tools herself. Why did she send a stranger?
She's with your father. He was gravely injured in the fire.
You lie! My father left yesterday to trade in Mistral, didn't he? Oh no. He set the fires to destroy those damn tools. Not to hurt anyone. Not to hurt my father.
Why would you burn your family's plantation?
We lost our last harvest to the thunderbugs, despite the debt. Asbira bought alchemical tools to improve our crop, she said. But last week, I caught her brewing skooma. That vile drug destroys lives. When she refused to stop, I knew what must be done.
Why burn everything to destroy the tools?
I don't want my family imprisoned. The fire was to destroy any trace of skooma. Recently, I saw my sister bury something on the beach. I was headed there next, but I should be with my father. Would you search for the skooma she hid on the beach?
I'll go look for the buried skooma.
My sister placed colorful seashells near whatever she buried. I bet there is a sack full of skooma vials next to them. I'll be with my father. If you find anything, bring it back to me.
I'll bring back any skooma I find to you.
I should really go check on my father.
Alright, so I'll let you guys do the further world building to understand what skooma is and all that sort of stuff. Here is another lore book we can grab, which is a sheaf of paper. Let's pick it up, so that way we've got that ticked off our list. And we'll go down onto the beach. Oh look, here's some more crafting components. Look at us go. Alright. And there's another fishing spot over there, but we're not worried about that. We want to go this way. Sorry, 1 second. Now, this is another thing I want to point out. This is important. Chests and lockpicking. You're going to come across a number of these as you play, and you're going to come across a number of different ones that are at various different difficulties. You may encounter locked items such as treasure chests or doors as you explore Tamriel, right? If you have lockpicks though, you can attempt to unlock them, but be warned, this is a timed activity, and you need to successfully pick the lock before you can unlock the chest. So let's do this. So it's a little mini game that you do, and you need to basically, hopefully it'll give you an idea when we open it up. So basically what you want to do is you want to drop the pins down to their level that they need to be at within the time frame. And what you'll do is as you press them down, they'll shake, indicating that they are close to being correct, as you can see here, right? Now, I haven't done it. I'll do it now, but I just wanted to show you that so you guys have an idea of what you're doing. Now, if you want, so what you basically want to hold down to attempt to set the pin, and when the pin wriggles, you want to release it to set the pin, and that will you work through each pin to then unlock, to pick the lock, basically. So let's do that quickly. I'll indicate what I'm doing. So let's go to the end. Let's hold down until it wiggles. Oh, I broke a lockpick. Let's hold it down till it wiggles. Oh, it takes a little bit. There. Oh, there. And there. And we successfully picked the lock. Excellent. Now, there is something that you need to keep in mind as you're doing it. Obviously, we gained a skill line. We got Legerdemain as a skill line. That's something that you can get which when you pick a lock, which is great. Now, there is things you should keep in mind is if you are, say you are trying to get into a house that is locked, it can sometimes be seen, or if it's someone's specific chest. I've found one randomly out in the zone. They're free for all. You can have at them. But if you're in a town and you're trying to break into someone's house, for example, it's considered a criminal act. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail later on down the track, but all you need to know is if there are people around, you need to make sure that you're not going to be seen before you do it. So keep that in mind. They can sometimes be considered as a criminal act. But out in the open, questing like we are, you're free to do it, my friends. It'll get your legerdemain skill up by doing it, so the more you see, and obviously by doing it, you will get goodies, which we can see. We got goodies. I got a new arm brace, so I'm going to equip that, which is great. Awesome. We can continue on with what we're doing. So you can see that there is an area on our map, on our compass, that we need to get to find the skuma. So let's do that. Oh.
You think you can steal from the cross street bandits?
Yes, I can. Block. Heavy attack to bring him down. Let's use a skill. Oh, and we got a level up. How good is that? So let's search the bandit. We can auto loot the blade, which is great. Now we've gotten to level 4, which is great. So let's claim our rewards. And we get a attribute point, a skill point, and we've got a glyph. And we can choose one of these things. So we've got iron legs for heavy, we've got rawhide guards for medium, and we've got homespun breeches for light. We're going to go with the rawhide guards for medium because we want to use medium for our build that I'm doing. But you can choose whichever one you like. But that's what I'm going to do. All right, so now we want to put our attribute points, as we talked about in our previous session. I'm going to put it in stamina, which is great. And I believe we have a new option available. We've got a couple of different things here. I'm just going to have a quick sticky beak at my build that I've got here that I prepared earlier. Let's have a look at this one. Not that one. What's this one? So there isn't actually one that I want for my build just yet, which is surprising. So we got that one, which is great. We got medium that we could put some into. So maybe that's what we do. Let's go to our medium armor. Let's put a skill into dexterity. That's going to increase our critical damage and healing done by 1 for every 2 pieces of medium armor, which is great. So let's grab that. We got a passive ability. So they're always active, granting you benefits at all times. So they don't need to be placed on the ability bar. They're just active the whole time. So you don't need to worry about that, which is great. Awesome stuff. Let's get the skooma that the sister has hidden. Great. Now let's go back to Zaban. I'm going to equip the guards. Excellent. Good stuff. And we've got a... Let's use that. Let's... the rawhide guards. Let's enchant. So we press R to enchant it because we got a glyph of health. So let's use that. Just so we're not wasting it, you know. I should go through that a bit as well. So, if you press I on your inventory and you come here and you're hovering over your items, you'll see an option in the bottom right-hand corner, whether you unequip, repair, or enchant. So what I've just done there, because we also got, with our rewards for leveling up, we got an enchant, a glyph. A glyph is the correct term. And what you can use glyphs for is to enchant items. So I pressed R to enchant, which brought up the enchant thing, which gave us an option, and I pressed E to select the enchantment, and it's applied it to that armor piece. So now you can see underneath the armor and its durability, we've got maximum health enchantment applied, which adds 774 maximum health to our character. So that's how you can apply enchantments to your weapons and items, so it's something to keep in mind as well. We will talk about that stuff in a bit more of a focused episode on builds and setups and gear and whatnot, but for the time being you need to know that there are enchantments that can enhance your armor. And while they might not seem like major buffs, they can be quite significant when they're all paired up together. Alright, so we're back on the plantation. We need to go back over to the homestead so we can find Zaban. So let's make our way across. Here's another bit of dragon thorn. We're getting a lot of dragon thorn today, which is nice. There we go. And obviously with that auto loot, that means that it auto loots crafting nodules as well, which is helpful. So we don't have to stress about that, which is great. Just makes the flow a little bit nicer. A little bit more smooth, I should say. Okay, so let's go around the back. What is going on here? This does not look good. Oh dear.
You there! Come here!
Officer Lauren.
I asked around. Nobody from the shipwreck remembers seeing you before Eagle Strand. No more lies. You're running Skooma, aren't you?
I work for myself and I'm not running Skooma.
That farmer shook himself to death. You think I don't recognize a skooma overdose when I see one? That I don't know why skeevers are frothing at the mouth? I should arrest the lot of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll let me speak with the family. I'll prove I'm not involved.
Buying time to get your story straight. Go ahead. I'll be right over here. One warning. My ears are as sharp as my dagger. I'll prove it to you if you even try to whisper.
Okay. Let's speak to Zaban.
My father is dead, and now this Dominion outsider wants to throw me in prison. They say they found evidence of skooma in the storehouses, but that is impossible.
I found what was buried on under those shelves.
Then Officer Lauren found nothing in the storehouses but suspicion. She's bluffing. What will you tell her?
I'll do what I believe is right.
What's right is allowing us to recover from tragedy, not suffer more of it. Please make this right.
Okay. Alright. So now you're going to come across with some quests.
You've had enough time. Where's the skooma?
You're going to come across quests that have choices, which is very, very much like Bethesda games. You're going to have a choice between whether to do... It's a moral choice, basically. You can choose whichever way you want to go. There is no right or wrong way to do it. As far as I can tell and as far as I'm aware, the rewards that you get from completing the quest are the same regardless of which way it goes out. It's just entirely up to you which way you want the story to end. Alright, so let's go and lie and say I don't know what you're talking about.
Last chance. If someone doesn't tell me where the skooma is, you'll all face the consequences.
These Khajiit lost their father. Why are you harassing him?
Yes, well, it's my job to ask questions. Perhaps moon sugar fumes can cause the skooma shakes. Maybe I see skooma where it isn't, sometimes. I'll leave them to their grief.
There we go.
Soldier, look after these people. Once they're settled, report back to Mistral.
Alright. Zaban.
Thank you. Serendar himself will commend your actions. Give me this skooma so I can destroy it. I want to finish what I started.
Here's the skooma.
Thank you. I'll destroy this immediately. My sister is all I have left. We'll learn to forgive each other. We have to, if we are going to rebuild.
And there we go. We got some rewards, we got some experience, we got some gold. Woohoo! Job completed.
This poison causes nothing but pain.
Let's get this iron ore. There's another chest down here as well we're going to grab. There's lots of resources around, which is great. There we go. Let's unlock this chest. Okay, so it's a simple one. So we've got a little bit more time to do this one, which is great. There we go. Excellent. We've got some jute here, so we'll grab that as well. And we got some, with our experience, we got some skill point experience as well. So we've got a couple of things, which is always great. Oh, there's some more stuff to resource gather. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go towards this main quest marker, which is a main storyline. So we'll go there so we can continue on the main quest storyline. So let's do that. And there's little markers that show light on the road, which is always helpful to have. Okay. Oh, here we go.
Please, a moment. Please, I need your help. My master's life is in danger.
What happened?
I'm part of an expedition from Eagle's Strand. While we explored the Temple of the Morning Springs, the dead began to rise. The others fled, but my master never emerged. Aurelian told me to know when I should ask for help. Well, I'm asking.
What do you need me to do?
2 magical wards seal the temple, marked by emblems of a scorpion and a spider. If you can keep the undead away while I disrupt the wards, we can search for Aurelian together. How about it?
Alright, I'll help you disrupt the wards.
No doubt Aurelian can protect himself. But if he's trapped inside, we need to get him out.
Alright, well, let's do it. First of all, though, we're going to get the skill shard. Killing livestock is, if it's witnessed, you will receive a bounty. So let's not kill any livestock. Alright, let's have a look. There is a sky shard over here. Excellent. Let's grab that. So we gained a skill point, which is great because we collected 3 sky shards to get this, which is great. Now, we have gotten... This is another thing I want to point out. It shall help with you in your journey. So now, what we have done is we have leveled up the rank of a skill so much so that it can be morphed into a new skill, which is really cool. So that's what we're going to do. So what it does is when you're morphing a skill, it still costs a skill point, but you'll get benefits of you'll get a stronger skill basically. So let's morph it. So there is the Killer's Blade, and you can see that there's the new effect. Converts into a stamina ability, deals disease damage, and now scales linearly based on the missing health rather than a flat value. Also heals you if the target dies within 2 seconds of use. Or we can use Impale, which allows you to use the ability at range and increase the execute multiplier. So what we want is we want Killer's Blade. That's what I'm going to go for. Converting it into a stamina ability because that's what we've spent our points in, which is great. Awesome. Good stuff. Uh-oh, we're caught. Interrupt. Ah, didn't get it in time. Oh, and we got to level 5. Excellent. Okay, so even better. I was not expecting that. Alright, so we got to level 5, which is great. So we get 2 attribute points, 2 skill points, and we either get an item set of health rings. Oh, we get all those things. And we got the racial skill line, which is great. So let's claim it. I'm going to put my 2 attribute points into stamina. Excellent. We get an extra 222 stamina, which is great. And we get some more skill points. We've also gotten our own racial skill line, which is great as well. So this can increase a couple of things, which is great. We'll keep an eye on that. But what we want to have a look on for now is I want to see... Okay, so we've done that. Veiled Strike. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so let's morph... Oh, we can't morph it yet. No. Okay, okay. That's alright. That's alright. That's not a biggie. Because what we want is we don't want much of these, but we want this. We want to get this to rank 20, but we can't do that either. What other abilities do we have here? So we've got those. What about that one? That is Grim Focus. Grim Focus is rank 42 skill, so we're not going to get that. Let's get Teleport Strike. Flashing through shadows to ambush an enemy. So let's use that. What we're going to do is we're going to have that at the front. Oh. And we're going to see how that works out for us. But first, let's continue on with the story. This just means that we'll be able to teleport strike right to an enemy, and I'll show you how this works. I've been curious to see how this works. I think it'll be fun.
You have such intricate stitching.
Skeleton.
Turn back. You aren't welcome here.
What are you?
I'm whatever I wish to be. I change bodies like high elves change clothes. They're the corpses in this temple limit my wardrobe. What does it matter to you? Why do you trespass?
We're looking for a man named Rurulian.
Ah, the name for my newest outfit. His flesh sags a bit, though the power in his bones reminds me of my youth. And the robes. I'd forgotten the feel of silk upon newly won flesh.
What did you do to Rurulian?
Set foot in this temple and see for yourself. Such commendable posture. I could definitely wear you in the autumn. As for Aurelian, he's fit for display under full moons or new.
Release Rurulian immediately.
I'm tired of this. Leave or die. It matters not.
That can't be good. We need to get those wards down fast.
Alright, let's do it. Let's get these wards down. Oh, there's a skeleton there. There we go. Let's continue on. Excellent. Okay, Veiled Strike can now be morphed. That's great. Awesome. Oh, I got 2 skill points, didn't I? Goodness me. So let's update. Now that we've got the Veiled Strike, let's morph that. Now we've got Surprise Attack, converts into a stamina ability and deals physical damage. Always applies the Sundered status effect and deals guaranteed critical damage when flanking an enemy. While slotted, you gain Mitre Expedition, leaving Sneak, Invisibility, or casting the ability while the Major Expedition increases your damage done. Let's go with Surprise Attack. That'll be good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to swap these around for a minute because I think that would be good to do that there, then that there, then that there. I think that'll be the best way going forward. All right. Now we've got a Revenant. Interrupt. Block. Heavy attack. Down. Excellent.
Scorpion's poison courses through its prey.
Watch for undead.
Come on, Gathwin. Alright, that's 1 ward down. Let's get to the next ward. And I mean, as you're going through here, you can go as the crow flies, but I like to take out enemies along the way. Just makes it a little bit more exciting than just going from A to B. Let's keep on going around. Let's go this one. Excellent. Oh, we got 2 enemies here. Excellent. Let's keep on going. We're nearly there. All right. And here we are.
Spider weaves the web around its prey.
It won't keep us out for long.
Excellent. Got the spider ward down, which is great. We can now enter the catacombs. Which is right here. Move out of the way. Excellent. Now, is there anything in here? Always search containers as you come into areas, guys. There's all sorts of goodies you can find. Not only can you find crafting items that you can use, but you can also find recipes for crafting, for furnishings, for all sorts of things. So it's worth keeping it in mind. Alright, so we need to disrupt the banner. And it looks like it's a puzzle. And it looks like it's the moon cycle. So we want to go from new moon to full moon, I think. So let's go new... Oh, here we go. Morning, springs... Okay, so there's a couple of things. So there's Rurulian's observation 1. There's another law book here. Alright, so let's go new moon. Waning moon? No, I think it goes new moon, waxing, full moon, waning.
Barrier is down.
Okay, there we go.
Before we proceed, I need to speak with you.
Alright, Gathwin, let's talk.
When we entered the temple, that skeleton made it sound as though Aurelian was in grave danger. I won't let vague threats keep us from my master. Aurelian is too important to lose. Perhaps we should think before we act.
Why is Rurulian so important?
The Dominion relies on Aurelian for his sound judgment. He's taught countless students the ways of Magicka, including some of the Queen's own advisors. His role in the invasion is paramount for our future success. If anything were to happen to him...
I'll do what I can to protect Rurulian.
Thank you. We should keep moving.
Alright, let's go in.
We found the Morning Stone on that pedestal. Wait, that's Aurelian. What's he doing up there?
Rurulian?
Ears that large and you still don't listen. Perhaps you need a few alterations. There was a time when the sound of Uldor's voice commanded the terror of thousands.
Who is Uldor?
Why, I'm Uldor. I see your dominion teaches you nothing of my people. I shouldn't bemoan your ignorance. You fools ended centuries of captivity when you removed the Morning Stone.
What is the Morning Stone exactly?
Never mind that accursed blue rock. I'm about to restore my wardrobe to its full glory. Behold this Rurelian fellow. Such vibrancy. I could use more like him, but one must be willing to run through a bolt of silk for the finest coat.
Free Rurulian right now.
I believe I'll keep him. At least until my summoning ritual wears him through. You see, undead are also beige. But I'm willing to adorn myself with hundreds of tawdry outfits in order to collect the more colorful garb at Eagle's Strand.
I can't let you do that.
Then drown in a sea of bones.
Leave
Okay.
Aurelian for now. We have to disrupt the summoning ritual.
Alright, well,
I'll
let's
destroy
do
the
that.
bone piles if you keep the undead. It'll take a moment to weaken the circle. Keep the undead away from me.
Quick. Okay, so that's one pile done. Do this one over here. Excellent. Interrupt. Done. Alright, there's another bone pile over here. It looks like there's two. Let's do that.
It's working. I'll weaken the next circle.
Sweet. One more.
One last circle. We can do this. We must.
Yes, we can.
Go. Help my master. I'm right behind you.
There we go. There is another law book. 2 law books. Got them.
Stay back!
Oh.
Uldor, get out of my body now! Silence! None command, Uldor.
All right, quick, let's go. All right, here we go. Oh, we got traps. Okay. Okay, so we need to get to the other room. So we need to get through these. Let's quickly drop across there. You're sort of safe if you go just after they come down. Ready, and now. There we go.
Uldor, I command you by the tears of the 2 moons, return to your prison.
Oh.
That will hold me from dawn. You're Gathwin's ally, yes? Please disable these traps so she can make it to us safely.
There we go. All right, let's turn off these traps. All right. She'll be here in just a moment. Rurulion.
Despite all my knowledge, Uldor's influence over me was absolute. I'd be little more than a puppet without your timely intervention.
Are you hurt?
Only my pride. But we have a more pressing matter. As Uldor sensed my thoughts, I could sense his. He plans to overwhelm and enslave Kenathi's roost with an undead horde by the next dawn.
How's that possible?
Uldor was a powerful Malmo wizard who learned to separate his spirit from his body. Even in death, he can wear hundreds of mindless forms at a time. Thankfully, I know his weakness.
What's his weakness?
The Morning Stone's endless water supply tied Uldor's spirit to his body. When Eilsil removed the Morning Stone from the temple, he set Uldor free. Once again, Eilsil's sloppy methods nearly caused the death of me.
And how do we restore Uldor's prison?
These gems focus the Morning Stone's power. Uldor had me remove them from his tomb. I propose Gathwin recovers the Morning Stone from Eagle's Strand. Meanwhile, we restore Uldor's prison. Simple enough.
Okay, alright, I'm ready to face Uldor.
Master, I know what you're planning. I won't let you throw your life away.
Gathwin.
Aurelian's plan is to let Uldor possess him. They'll both be sealed in the tomb forever. But it doesn't need to be this way. Seal me inside.
Why should you take your master's place?
Aurelian is too important for the Dominion to lose. Besides, we both saw how the summoning ritual weakened my master.
I don't know about this.
Please, help me convince Aurelian. I will gladly seal myself in the tomb to spare my master. Uldor is a threat to all on this island.
I'll need to hear Rurulian's thoughts before making a decision. I think Rurulian can go in.
Uldor won't be trapped for long.
Gathwin wants to take your place in the tomb.
That's madness. I've experienced so many summers. My greatest accomplishment was watching Gathwin blossom into someone who far surpassed my own deeds. No, she must recover the Morning Stone. You and I should confront Uldor.
I'll seal you in the tomb with Uldor.
Then we should waste no more time.
I'm ready.
You can't do this, Master.
The Dominion will thrive without me. It's far stronger than it knows.
Then I should recover the Morning Stone. Farewell, Aurelian. I
know, Gathwin. I know.
Alright, let's do this.
You! I won't wear a poisoned outfit.
Alright, let's
I've
see.
reconsidered what our combined power can do, Uldor. I willingly give myself over.
I knew such power would tempt you. Very well.
Hurry! Place the tears of the two moons in the pedestals.
Wretched fool! I'll turn your friend to ash. Stay away from
Quick.
those pedestals.
Quick. That's one. That's two.
I will be mocked by soiled attire.
That's three. And that's four.
You worthless rag! This tomb can't hold me forever.
Go quickly. I feel Uldor's weakness fade. Hurry, tell Gathwen of the plan's success. But don't mourn for me, friend. I earned a useful fate. Few can say the same.
What will happen to you?
Uldor will sustain me. Better a living form than a dusty old skeleton, I suppose. I'd hoped for more time to meditate, but this wasn't what I had in mind. Goodbye, my friend. You're what all in the Dominion should aspire to be.
Farewell, Aurelion. Alright. Out we go. So as you can see, guys, with when it comes to quests, there can be some that are very short and sweet and simple, or you can come ones here that have a more overarching quest that you need to do, and they may take a couple of quests to do. There's different quests of different various sizes and different actions that need to be done, just as there is with any other MMO or any other game, really. There's going to be all sorts of different quests that you come across, and that's more or less the way you go about doing them.
Comes from dwelling on the past.
Let's just go through that again, because I just sort of skipped everything.
It's done, isn't it? Aurelian is sealed inside with that monster.
What will you do next?
No good comes from dwelling on the past. Aurelian lives, which means there's hope. He's a great man. A good man. I don't care how long it takes. I'll find a way to free him from that monster.
Alright, complete that quest.
Forgive me. You did so much to help a stranger. I won't forget. I can open a portal to the temple courtyard if you wish.
Yes, please. I'd appreciate that.
There you go. Hurry, it won't remain open for long.
And we've leveled up again, which is great. Alright, let's use the portal. Let's get out of here for the time being. Excellent. And here we are. Everyone's frolicking. All the spirits are now at rest, which is great. Let's claim the rewards. We get an attribute point, a skill point. We get some soul gems and an experience scroll, which is great. Increase our stamina, even better. Now, let's have a look at what skills we have. I don't think we need to worry about any of them for the time being. We can upgrade Flurry, though. Flurry reduces the cost, and each hit increases damage to the subsequent hit, so that's interesting. Converts to bleed damage and heals you for a percentage of damage caused. Now, I don't think this is actually particularly a quest, a skill line that we need, so I don't know if I feel like doing that. But we've also got Legerdemain, which will improve our sneak. We've got Khajiit skills, which we can use as well. So maybe what we'll do is we'll do robustness. That'll be a handful to do. Helpful one to do, I should say. And so that's it, really. Let me see. I don't think I had anything else I needed to cover. There are other things that we could go into more detail about, but we're not really ready at this stage to do it just yet. So there's no need to go into depth as much. But yeah, that is it, my friends. So let's finish up there. I think now is as good a time as any, guys. that is my second episode into the Complete Beginner's Guide to ESO. I hope that these little pointers and stuff help you with questing and exploration, and I hope a couple of these things sort of are a bit clearer for you now, so that way you can go into your journey in Tamriel with a bit more confidence in knowing what you're doing as you go forward. We'll be putting out another episode of this very, very soon, so feel free to keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to follow and subscribe if you aren't already. Guys, if you subscribe, you'll be able to get notifications for when my videos come out, so you'll be the first to see them as they arise. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you like this content. As well as, guys, if you have any questions or if you have any particular aspects of the game that you would love to see me cover, let me know in the comments section. I'm absolutely open to feedback and hearing what you're struggling with or would like to know more about. It helps me with content moving forward. But what we will do in our next episode is we will go through and do a bit on crafting. I think crafting is a really good spot to tackle moving forward. So what we'll do is I'm going to personally play a little bit with my Lightblade a little bit more and have a bit of fun with them. And I'm going to finish off Kanathi's Roost. And then we're going to talk about crafting and how to get started in your crafting journey and how it all works, basically. So that's what you get to look forward to very soon. But that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.